Welcome to the book reader section of the New Indian. Today we have with us DGP of Uttarakhand, Ashok Kumar, who also happens to be an author. And along with him, we have Mr. OP Manocha, a former scientist from DRDO. Together, they have written a book called Cyber Encounters. I'm sure a lot of you would be interested in the subject, as all of us have been struggling against a lot of cyber attacks while doing ordinary transactions like bank money transfer. Welcome, Mr. Manocha. Welcome, Mr. Ashok Kumar. The most obvious question, why did you think of writing this book? You are a scientist, you are a cop, you have written books, but what brought you together on this particular subject?
I think the answer is there in your question only. I, being a scientist, and he, being a cop, could only produce this kind of a book.
That's also right.
Yeah.
What prompted me to write the book is very simple, that cybercrime is the biggest challenge for police now. And the only way to tackle it, to face the challenge, is to make the people aware how to safeguard against the cyber criminals, right? So the purpose is to spread awareness, how cybercrime happens, how it is worked out by police, how difficult it is to work it out, and how one can, what kind of safeguards one can adopt to fight cybercrime.
But for a very long time, people didn't know. People became fools because there was complete ignorance about what cybersecurity is and how you can be hoodwinked, how you can be fleeced on the internet. Don't you think there has been a gap because there was no knowledge or no probably platform, mechanism in which you could really make people aware how cyber is a vast area of essentially getting fooled?
See, this is true that there was a gap, but what happens that even if you try to reach to that point, like try to cover the gap, then then always technology is faster than humans. So whatever technology a person learns, and he finds that after some time he's obsolete of that thing, because technology is moving so fast. Today is 3G, 4G, 5G, Internet of Things, AI, all these things. They are moving so fast that it's very difficult to catch pace.
Very well said. And that's why I was going to ask this question, that do you think that this book addresses the challenges that might erupt in the next few months or maybe tomorrow? Because technology is very rapidly transforming and evolving, and newer methods of fleecing people or cheating people are coming up every single day.
See, there are certain basic things that we need to learn. Technology keeps evolving, new methodology of committing crime keeps happening, keeps coming up. So it's a game of one-upmanship. चोर सिपाही का खेल जिसको बोलते हैं, चोर तेज है कि सिपाही तेज है?
तो आपको क्या लग रहा है कि सिपाही तेज है?
चोर भी नए नए रास्ते निकाल रहे हैं और सिपाही को उससे तेज होना ही होना है, नहीं होगा तो हम पीछे रह जाएंगे. So we have to, it's game of one-upmanship. We have to beat them in their game, but it's not so easy.
लेकिन अगर हम देखें पिछले कई टाइम से, अब तो नेटफ्लिक्स पे शोज भी बन रहे हैं, मूवीज भी बन रही, सीरीज भी बन रही है इंडिया के साइबर चोरों की.
Yes, जामताड़ा.
यस, एग्जैक्टली. मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती थी कि जामताड़ा का ये क्या चक्कर क्या है कि अल्टीमेटली पुलिस को पता चलता है जामताड़ा का कोई लिंक है. ये क्या चीज़ क्या है जामताड़ा?
नई नई टेक्निक, नई नई मेथडोलॉजी आती रहेगी, ठीक है. क्रिमिनल भी इवॉल्व करते रहेंगे और पुलिस भी उनको तोड़ ढूंढती रहेगी, ठीक है ना, उसका रास्ता निकालेगी कोई ना कोई. बट कुछ बेसिक सेफ्टी फीचर्स होते हैं, कुछ बेसिक सेफ्टी प्रिकॉशन है जो हमें लेने हैं. उसके लिए मैं दो चीज़ें हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि फर्स्ट इज वी लेट्स आस्क 4-5 क्वेश्चंस फॉर टेकिंग एनी डिसीजंस. What is this? Why I am being asked to do this? How this money will get transferred from this way? Why someone is sending me friend request? I have no connection, I am not so handsome or whatever. So these basic questions one should always ask. One. So if you have in mind that you can be befooled, you can be defrauded, so you will have all these questions. Once you have all these questions, 80 to 90% crime will stop. Second thing I say is take 10 seconds before you take a decision on internet. What we are doing, we are involved in so many things that internet asks us so much, so many questions, asks us so many permissions, and we just say okay, I agree, without even reading the terms and conditions.
But
We just click a link.
where would people find time or patience to read long agreements? I mean, I as a consumer don't have the patience and the time to go through Facebook agreements, Twitter agreements while doing transactions on HDFC, or when somebody sends a friend request. There are common friends, for example, and you assume that okay, there must be some connection, they know probably my friends, my family, and that's why this person is sending a friend request.
A fake profile will never have long list of posts. You know, fake profiles die within 2-3 months. They are created again.
What about the previous question first कि आपके पास टाइम नहीं है पढ़ने का, एग्रीमेंट पढ़ने का टाइम नहीं है?
कुछ एस्टेब्लिश्ड ऐप्स हैं, फेसबुक है, ट्विटर है, ये सब भी ऐप्स हैं, बट कुछ नए ऐप्स हैं, उनको मैं सडनली अचानक साइड ऑफ ना कर लूँ.
फॉर एग्जाम्पल टिकटॉक भी एक बहुत ही पॉपुलर ऐप है, अमेरिका में भी चल रहा है, हम लोगों ने बैन किया है, तो कैसे आपको पता होगा? लोगों को कैसे पता चलता? वो तो फाइनली गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने
देखिए,
इंटरवेंशन.
आसानी से नहीं पता चलता. एक अननोन लिंक है, मैं उसको क्लिक करूंगा, पता चला पूरा मेरा मोबाइल क्लोन हो गया, पूरा मेरा मोबाइल हैक हो गया. Everything you do on your mobile will go to someone else. All your photos, all your videos, all your chats, talks, WhatsApp, everything. We think WhatsApp is safe, it will not be safe. The moment you click on that link, your mobile is gone into someone's hands. 100% it is being copied somewhere else.
So are you proposing that people should minimize their participation in the internet or minimize the usage of applications?
No, it is not minimizing. It is doing things with care.
Yeah.
It is doing things with awareness. That is what the right.
What you are basically proposing?
Yeah. One should be aware. Like I said, don't click on malicious links. So now how do we know the link is malicious? If it is coming from an unknown source, it might be malicious. See, what spammers will do, they will keep sending you some messages, some links, and with the chance that you are going to click, see, after you get 10 messages, so it's most likely that on the 11th you will click, because you think that okay, bank is giving me such messages, and technology exists that where the message header says that it is from a bank. It looks genuine, though it is not. But why am, like you said, think, why am I getting a message from certain bank when I don't have an account in that bank? And why should I click it? So that is awareness.
Like लोगों ने बोला कि ब्रिटिश लॉटरी लग गई आपकी, इसमें कहानी है.
Yes, a very good
20
answer
लाख
for that.
पाउंड की, हैं?
हाँ.
तो मेरी लॉटरी कैसे लग गई? मैंने खेली ही नहीं लॉटरी, तो लग कहाँ से गई?
हमारे कई सारे सोल्जर्स हनी ट्रैप किए जाते हैं फेसबुक पे. कई सारे सोल्जर्स इनफैक्ट जब तक हमारे जो प्रोटोकॉल नहीं था, साइबर सिक्योरिटी प्रोटोकॉल नहीं था, कई सारे लोग, unknown strangers, they would reach out to our soldiers or their families on Facebook. They would befriend them and they would then slowly, gradually develop a relationship. तो ये कैसे कैसे टैकल होगा?
First story of the book itself is a funny trap.
Yes.
You pick the right code. First story is a funny trap, and as I said, I should not accept the Facebook request or other requests easily. First, verify. अपने को ठोक पीट के हम श्योर हो रहे कि बंदा जो जेन्युइन है, ये फेक प्रोफाइल नहीं है, ऐसे ही सुंदर सा फोटो लगा करके उसने भेज दिया है. तो फेक प्रोफाइल बहुत है ना आज की तारीख में. पपी खरीदने के लिए 66 लाख रुपए दे दिया एक लेडी ने. हनी ट्रैप में फंसा एक एजेड आदमी ने 97 लाख रुपए दे दिया. तो उसको फिर कैसे वो जाल में फंसता जाता है, कैसे वो ब्लैकमेल होता जाता है, और फिर कैसे पुलिस क्रिमिनल्स को पकड़ पाती है, पकड़ पाएगी कि नहीं, ये सब इसमें सस्पेंस है. कितना टफ है उसको पकड़ना. और इन दोनों प्रोसीजर्स के थ्रू, इन दोनों बातों के थ्रू हम कहीं ना कहीं डायरेक्ट भी और इनडायरेक्ट भी पूरे हर कहानी में ये मैसेज देते चल रहे हैं कि ये आपने किया होता तो आप नहीं फंसते.
As a cop, you speak to common people, ordinary people, and while you are handling law and order, you would have noticed that a large population of this country, wherever you go, ordinary people are basically people who talk to other people in good faith, who connect with people in good faith. There is this, you can say innocence, there is this positivity, there is this basic humanity, courtesy.
Faith in basic humanity.
Yes. तो कैसे आम लोगों को, आपको लगता नहीं है आपकी किताब और आप जो ये एक्साइटिंग स्टोरीज बता रहे हैं, आपको लगता नहीं है आप एक लोगों को दूसरों लोगों से ट्रस्ट करने का जो वो सब में होता है, वो आप बेसिकली तोड़ रहे हैं और कह रहे हैं कि नहीं, ट्रस्ट मत करो.
पहले जो क्राइम था ना, समाज का 1% एलिमेंट, 2% एलिमेंट मैक्सिमम क्राइम में जाएगा, और क्राइम करना बहुत मुश्किल था उसके लिए, ठीक है ना. वो उसे साइट पे जाना पड़ेगा, फिर साइट पे जा कर के चोरी करना है, लूट करना है, डकैती करना, मर्डर, किडनैपिंग करना है. ही विल हैव सो मेनी फुटप्रिंट्स, फिजिकल फुटप्रिंट्स, एंड ही विल हैव द रिस्क ऑफ बीइंग कॉट, एंड इफ ही इज कॉट ही विल बी बीटन अप, maybe he may be killed by the mob. Therefore, it was a big thing. So the volume of crime was less. Now these few people who are not 1%, who are 1% of 1%, but their volume is so high कि वो बाकी crime के बराबर आके खड़ा हो गया. In Uttarakhand, there are 12,000 IPC crimes per annum, and more than 12,000 cybercrime complaints per annum. That means that 1% people who are committing cybercrime are surpassing the other criminals. The volume is high because उसने दिन में 200 लोगों को कॉल कर दी जमताड़ा में बैठे किसी पेड़ की टहनी पे. He is not a very highly technically educated person, but he has done a course in cybercrime.
So he's an educated guy.
Educated for cybercrime. Yeah.
So it could also be a cop.
He should have been a cop, but he's on the wrong side. He's on the wrong side.
Wrong side.
So what does he, let's say if he calls 1,000 people a day, and even if 10 means 1%, 1% भी उसकी फिशिंग के बेट में आ गए तो उसका तो दिन बन गया. एक हर आदमी से 10-20 हज़ार डाल लेता अपने खाते में तो शाम तक 1-2 लाख के साथ उठ रहा है.
But you are painting a very dreadful picture of India. You're talking the numbers of Uttarakhand state alone. They are very scary. And if we took it on pan-India level, the numbers would be humongous.
Numbers are same. Whatever ratio I'm telling, this is
It's
true.
the same.
The number of complaints, not the FIRs.
Yeah, it's the complaints.
The number of complaints is as much. And that is why I said these pockets like Jamtara, Mewat, they have come up. New pockets are coming up. And the whole village is into it. They have become rich overnight. Because a person is earning more than a lakh every day. जिसको 10-15 हज़ार की नौकरी नहीं मिलती थी, वो साइबर क्राइम का कोर्स करता है और लाखों रुपया रोज का कमा रहा है.
So socially what you are saying is that our society is getting more and more inclined to become criminals.
No. I'm not saying that. Again, the ratio is same. Let's say 1% people of the society are criminal. You start from epic days and you come to these days. In every age crime.
Previously, a thief would think twice. He would have really, thought it through, all the risks involved. But cybercrime is much more difficult to trace.
Delinquency has always been there. It will always be there. But the percentage of delinquent people will be maybe 1% in the whole society. I'm not saying that 1% is changing. That 1%, if a hardcore criminal in earlier days would commit in a year maximum 8 to 10 crimes in a year.
Okay.
Now
okay,
that person is committing 10 crimes a day. That's why the volume, that's why the numbers are so big. That is the biggest challenge. That's why we need to be super alert.
So that brings me to Jamtara. What exactly has been happening there? Because people are really curious that how does almost all cyber crimes lead to Jamtara?
Jamtara is just one example. when the cybercrime started in the world, it was originally called Nigerian scam. All these lottery scams, all these plastic money card, ATM cloning, card cloning scams were from African country people. But slowly, so many new things have come up, and pockets like Jamtara and Mewat have come up. So it is just one example. People, when they see that making money is so easy and so fast money you can make, and then the whole village becomes a party to it.
But your assessment is that it's somebody who has specialized in cybercrime.
Yeah, some pockets of cybercrime have come up, and these might keep on increasing. But for that, we need to have mutual coordination with different state police. Government of India has made, the I4C coordination mechanism. Then they have made one NCRP, National Cybercrime Reporting Portal, and they have made a line helpline, All India Helpline 1930. किसी के साथ भी साइबर क्राइम होता है, सबसे पहले बैंक को कॉल करो, जिससे कि आपका वो अकाउंट फ्रीज होने का चांस रहेगा जिसके अकाउंट में गया है, फिर उसके बाद आप 1930 कॉल करो.
That brings me to the technology aspect of it. You did say that technology is changing, transforming every minute, every day. Can we do something, preemptively?
See, first of all, one should have firewalls on their systems. Like big organizations and all, they are taking cybersecurity measures. They have proper softwares which can block all these things. And if you talk of an individual, then on a laptop, if he's using, he should like block the pop-ups. So there is a story where a US citizen is looted by people sitting in Dehradun because he used to click on some pop-ups which suddenly appeared and his system got locked. So that was a ransomware kind of a cybercrime. So people should be aware that there are things, there is technology, they should keep their systems, always systems updated, and not download any app just out of curiosity. So like we were discussing that day, that three things make a person do a cybercrime. One is greed, second is fear, and third is curiosity. So we become curious, oh, this is a very good looking thing, or it's a very good looking site, let me click on it and see what happens. So that is a clickbait, which the fraudsters are putting as a clickbait. So once when a person clicks on that, he gets into that trap.
Government is taking many steps technologically also, so that the volume of cyber crime can be contained. But sometimes these are not sufficient. Like over the time, banking RBI has issued stricter guidelines, but still there are banks where opening an account is not a difficult thing. It's so easy, and there are so many fake accounts still floating, because all this money of cyber fraud never goes into real accounts. All these stories will tell you. Otherwise, someone was asking me yesterday, why don't you catch them? The money is always going to account.
Yeah.
But how to catch them? Because whenever we trace them, the account is not real. The account belongs to some, let's say ABCD, and it turns out to be of a poor labor, and he never has worked on his account.
How do they get this money?
The account is already opened. The account is opened, but
In some
fake documents.
And fake documents.
So when the police traced in the story, when the police traced the CAF, which is called the this consumer application form, so there was a name of a person. They went to that address. He died back in 2000. So the person
when
was
the fake names accounts are there, similarly SIM cards, and people, to increase volume of their business, they just keep selling SIM cards. You are supposed to have all the basic data of the person who is buying SIM card, no? Some ID, something, but everything it's so easy.
The dark web is full of all this information.
People's greed is also there, no?
Yeah.
The shopkeeper is selling SIM cards. So many, similarly, fake websites are coming up, fake applications. Power bank app, one of the biggest scams that this book has, 1500 crore scam. It was a Chinese app which promised doubling the money in 15 days. And over 3 months, 10 lakhs people downloaded it. So, identifying such apps early and then blocking those apps early, that's also another step. These things keep on, going. It's not that the government is not doing anything. It's a game of one-upmanship.
Yes. So, but it is, as you're pointing out, I mean, this challenge is only going to multiply and amplify. And would these basics bring down some amount of cybercrime?
It makes a big difference. Like one basic is your OTP is used to transfer money out of your account, not into your account. You are filling the pin. Be smart enough to cover it. There might be a camera which is noticing which pin you are filling. So very simple.
Skimmer
security.
devices are there, they can
So
install.
these things we are mentioning
So-
in the small steps where you can be more secure.
So all these advices are interleaved into the stories. It's not just at the end of each story we have given some cyber tips. Each sentence has some meaning. Each sentence is experiences of life, and because crime is a general thing, है ना? It's just like playing with the human psychology. So it is very easier for a criminal now to hack a person than a system. So whatever technology we add or do, still there are chances, like Shoji said, criminal is always one step thinking ahead. So police also has to be 2 steps ahead of him now.
So now probably 10 steps ahead.
10 steps ahead.
That's the challenge.
So
That's
that's
the
the challenge the police faces.
Well, thank you so much for this fascinating conversation. I'm surely going to enjoy this thriller book, Cyber Encounters. I'm sure you will also buy a copy soon from the bookstore nearby.